Hi techies, in this video I'm gonna cover super keyword in Java. When we use this super keyword and which scenarios we use super keyword and what is the significance, I'm going to explain in this video very clearly with example. So basically this super keyword we use to call the superclass method or parent class method properties, methods and constructors. Okay. So when we use to call this properties with the super and when we have to call these methods with super keyword, when we have to call this constructor with super keyword, I'm just going to explain in this video. So first we have, if you see my example here, I have animal class. This is my super class or parent class. Dog is my subclass of animal. So it's a child to animal. Okay. So because it extends from animal, extends is the keyword for inheritance. It is inherited from the animal class. Okay. Here I have color. This is my variable. Okay, this is one of the property in the second class and also it's there in the first class. So I just wanna if I wanna print a color in system.out.println, I just pass this color. Okay, so which one it will print? It will print the subclass one because first hierarchy is if we have same names in both parent class and subclass, how it will check means if we have color right, so it will check in the subclass is there any property with that name, same color name. So if it's there, it will print that. If not, means it will check in the superclass is there any property with color. So if it's there here and if it's not there in the subclass, then it will print the super. But if we have this color in both subclass and parent class, so it's just going to create I mean it's just going to execute the subclass property. And now I want I have both names, I mean both properties in subclass and as well as parent class, but I want to invoke the superclass color. So that time you have to use super dot color. So you understood, right, in which scenario we are going to use this. If we have property property with the same name in both parent class and subclass, we want to invoke the parent class property, then we use this super keyword. This is first usage. And second usage is I have a eat. This is method I have in animal class as well as dog class. Okay. So I want to invoke superclass method, eat method in subclass. So I want to invoke that we use the super dot eat. This is printing is another method. So in this, if I call normally without using super, if I call eat method, it will invoke this second class eat method, subclass eat method, not parent class. So if I wanna invoke a first class eat method, if we have same name, method names are same, that time only we have to use this super. Okay, if there is no method existed in the subclass, like eat method is not existed, then no need to use this super. It just going to invoke this parent class eat method. If we have conflict, only naming conflict, that time we have to use this super keyword. So this will the- uh, this will comes to both, like wherever we find the naming conflict for variables and methods, that time we have to use the super keyword. Okay, if we have same names in both parent and child classes, for properties and methods we have to use the super keyword in front of that. And next one is third uses is constructor. So to call the parent class constructor, in subclasses, then we use the super. Okay, so you understood, right? When first one is to call the superclass property if naming conflicts are there. I mean, same property is existed in the both sub and parent class. Then if we wanna invoke first parent class uh, property, then we have to use the super keyword. And second is to call the method. I mean, we have two same methods in parent and subclass, which means it's like method overridden, we call it as. Okay. So whatever the parent class method, it's just overridden in the subclass. So we wanna call parent class method, we wanna invoke parent class method. That time we use the super keyword. And third usage is to call the super constructor in the subclass constructor. We use the superclass constructor in subclass. We use super keyword. Okay. So if you see here, dog is my constructor in second class subclass, and I have animal. This is my parent class constructor. Okay. In parent class constructor, I have system.out println animal class is created. In subclass, in dog, where is my, yeah, the first statement is super, so it's just going to invoke this animal constructor here. As first statement we mentioned super, and then it's just going to print this, like a dog class is created and println color, so super dot color. So this is, it's going to print here, right? So the first statement, it will invoke the superclass constructor. So like this, we have to call using the super. And note, the note is like, if suppose I'm not going to mention the super here, first of all, I will show you when we execute this, it just printed this one, right? So if you see here, the super, what is there, animal is created. The first thing is when we created a object for subclass, first it will invoke the constructor. So first it will execute whatever there in the constructor. So it's just in dog constructor, I've just created here, right? For dog, there is instance I have created with new. So it just created an object with D. So this is going to invoke this dog constructor first while coming when we came to execution. So super keyword, so animal class is created, so super class constructor is executed. Okay, and then dog class is created. Okay, and then color, it's white because we haven't given super here. First is white, so subclass 1 is printed, and then superclass color, so it just printed all colors. Okay, and then it's come to this again, and the second statement is after main, you can see d dot eat. This is the method we are going to invoke. So the subclass eat method is going to invoke biscuits eating, and then d dot printing, and this second class method, in this we call the super class method. So it's just going to print in first class, I mean subclass, parent class, we have all types of food eating. So it just printed this is the flow. But now here I have invoked the super, right? So if I'm not going to invoke this constructor explicitly, I haven't written any super, I just commented that, what is the output? So dog is created, right? In front, animal class is created, so it's executed, it's invoked super class constructor also. but I have commented this. Still, it's executed that. Why? Because if in Java, if it's not I mean, if we are not mentioning any super constructor or this constructor in subclass, then it is automatically keep the first statement as super like this. If we give or not explicitly, if we write or not, it's not the thing. It's just going to implement this one internally. So it just invokes the parent class in the child class. The first statement of the subclass constructor will be super. If you explicitly write or not, it's not the matter. Implicitly, it's going to keep this statement, okay, when it's executing. So whenever subclass subclass I mean object has created, then that time subclass constructor is going to invoke. And in this subclass constructor, the first statement will be super. If you write or not, it's not the matter, but it's going to execute this super. So super constructor is going to invoke. After executing that only, it's just going to execute remaining statements in the constructor. Okay, you got it right. This is the usage of super. And thank you for watching this video. If any comments, please mention in the comment section. Thank you.